Lisa Gretzky, once again, is the last New Democrat standing west of London, despite strong Conservative efforts to flip the seat. You'll remember Doug Ford kicked off his provincial campaign in her riding of Windsor-West. Despite the Conservatives' strong interest in that seat, they did not even come close to snatching it away. Gretzky defeated challenger Tony Francis of the Conservatives by approximately 4,000 votes. This is her fourth consecutive victory. Lisa Gretzky joins us in our studio now for this post-election edition of Windsor Morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Amy.
How are you feeling?
Great. Tired. It was a very short, very busy campaign. But I think the people in Windsor-West have sent a pretty strong message to Doug Ford.
It was fast. It was fierce. What came with that when it comes to you trying to get your message out in campaign when you know that they're coming for your seat?
Yeah, we just, me and the team did what we always do. We made sure we got out to as many doors as possible. And I'll be honest, some days that was harder than others with the wild weather that we saw. There were days we had rain and snow in the same day. But we had great reception at the doors. We were hearing a lot of people who were lifelong conservative supporters who saw through what Doug Ford was trying to do, and they showed up. They showed up and they voted and they had that voice heard.
Did you ever have a feeling that this was going to be a different kind of campaign, that the outcome might not go in your favor?
Well, I mean, the Conservatives made it very clear this wasn't really about the riding itself and the people in the riding. The Minister of Labour and the Premier himself had both said they were coming for me specifically. And I think that obviously that changes things a little bit for us. But we got out. I mean, I was on the phones with people. I was having meetings with constituents, knocking on doors, doing the all candidates debates and meetings. And we made sure that we were listening to everybody and what their concerns were. And I heard overwhelmingly the concerns were the state of our healthcare system, our education system, and just overall affordability, and that they saw through what Doug Ford was trying to pull.
The Liberal candidate for Windsor-West pulled out at the very end because of a family issue. How much do you think that worked in your advantage?
I don't know how much it worked to my advantage, but I can't argue that it didn't. I mean, I don't know specifically how people voted, but there were a lot of Liberal voters at the door that were saying they just could not support the Conservatives. And oftentimes tied to that was just them saying that they like the work that I do, that I represent the community and that I take the community's voice, regardless of where you are on the political spectrum politically and community, that they appreciated that I was raising the issues that were important to our community and that there was just no way they were going to vote for the Conservatives. So I have no doubt that helped down here this election.
You were in the studio here when Chris and I were talking, a lot of conversation about Tony Francis not taking interviews or participating in debates. What sort of challenge does that present for you trying to run your campaign strategy?
It didn't really change anything for us. I mean, I don't understand that strategy when you are seeking a mandate to speak for the people, and yet you won't be open and available to the people, and you won't be transparent to the people. And part of that is not just the door knocking. It is, I mean, you're not going to get someone at every door. You can't do the whole riding. The riding is huge. You're not going to get to every single door. So a big part of that is talking to the media, is doing the all candidates meetings and debates, because that's when you get big groups of people coming together to hear from all candidates. So I think that was a real misstep and a real lack of judgment on their part.
So you're going back to the legislature. Your party is the official opposition, but you have fewer seats. So is there mixed emotions?
There's always mixed emotions when you lose some of your colleagues. But again, we're going to rally and keep doing what we're doing. We're still the official opposition, and we take that job incredibly seriously. So our job is to take the voice of constituents to Queen's Park and to hold the government accountable, and we're going to continue to do that. You
have presented and backed and championed several bills relating to intimate partner violence, mental health crisis, long-term care, labor relations. Actually, I have the list of them in front of me. It's numerous. What priorities are at the forefront when you go back?
So all of that legislation that I've tabled, the government either voted against it or it was wiped out when the election was called. So I plan to bring all of that forward and continue talking about that. We've made a lot of leeway when it comes to community and seeing some changes in community as a result of those bills. So I'm going to continue to do that, but also continue to fight for our public healthcare system and our public education system. The people in Windsor-West gave me a stronger mandate to go forward and do that, and I don't take that for granted.